Doctor warns, for masturbation secrets old men wish they knew sooner. Life lessons from the elderly. Hey there, my friends. Welcome back to the channel, where we talk about living healthier, happier, and wiser as we age. I'm Dr. James, your friendly psychologist, and today I'm sitting down with you like we're having a heart-to-heart over a cup of coffee. If you're new here, this is a place where we share life lessons, health tips, and timeless wisdom to help you thrive in your golden years. So, grab a seat, maybe a warm drink, and let's dive into something important, something personal, and yes, something that might make you raise an eyebrow at first. Today's topic is a little bold, but it's one that I've seen come up time and time again in my years of working with men, just like you, men in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond. The title of this video is Doctor Warns, for masturbation secrets old men wish they knew sooner. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Dr. James, really? Is this appropriate? Trust me. Stick with me here. This isn't about shock value or being crude. This is about your health, your physical, emotional, and mental well-being. As a psychologist, I've spent decades listening to men share their regrets, their struggles, and their victories. And I'm here to pass on some hard-earned wisdom that could change how you approach your life and your health. We're going to talk about 4 key secrets, lessons, really, that older men have shared with me over the years. These are things they wish they'd known when they were younger, things that could save them stress, shame, or even health problems. And here's the thing. These secrets aren't just about masturbation. They're about understanding your body, embracing your emotions, and living with confidence and peace as you age. This is about you, your health, your happiness, and your journey to becoming the wisest version of yourself. Before we dive in, I want to remind you to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss any of our videos on healthy aging, life lessons, and inspiration. Also, if you find this helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need to hear this. All right, let's get started with our first secret. Secret number 1. It's normal, natural, and healthy. Stop feeling guilty. The first secret older men wish they'd known sooner is that masturbation is normal, natural, and, when done in moderation, actually good for you. I can't tell you how many men I've met in my practice who carried around guilt or shame about this for decades. They grew up in a time when nobody talked about it openly. Maybe they heard messages from family, church, or society that made them feel like it was wrong or dirty. And that guilt, it doesn't just stay in your head. It affects your body, your relationships, and your confidence. Let me share a story about a patient of mine, Tom. Tom was 68 when he came to see me. He was a retired teacher, a kind man with a big laugh, but he was struggling with anxiety and low self-esteem. One day, after a few sessions, he opened up about something he'd never told anyone. Not his wife, not his friends. He said, "Dr. James, I've always felt ashamed about, taking care of myself. I thought it meant I was weak or that I wasn't a good husband." Tom had carried this shame since he was a teenager, and it had made him feel disconnected from his own body. Here's what I told Tom, and what I want you to hear. Masturbation is a natural part of being human. It's not just about physical release. It's about knowing your body, relieving stress, and even staying healthy. Studies, and I'm talking about real science here, show that regular, moderate masturbation can lower stress hormones like cortisol, improve sleep, and even support prostate health. A 2016 study from Harvard found that men who ejaculated more frequently had a lower risk of prostate cancer. That's not me saying it. That's data. But beyond the physical, let's talk about the emotional side. When you let go of guilt, you free up energy to love yourself and others better. Tom started to see that embracing this part of himself didn't make him less of a man. It made him more in tune with who he was. He told me later, "Dr. James, I wish I'd known it was okay to just be human." So, here's my advice. If you've ever felt guilty about this, take a deep breath and let it go. You're not doing anything wrong. You're taking care of your body and your mind. And if you're worried about what others might think, let me remind you, this is your private life, and you deserve to live it without shame. Talk to a trusted friend, partner, or even a therapist if it helps. You're not alone, and you're not wrong for being human. Secret number 2, moderation is key. Don't overdo it. Now, let's move to the second secret. Moderation is everything. This is something a lot of older men wish they'd understood earlier, because going overboard can lead to physical and emotional challenges. I'm not here to scare you, but I want to be honest, like I would with any patient sitting across from me. Let me tell you about Mike, a 62-year-old retired firefighter who came to me because he was feeling exhausted all the time. He thought it was just aging, but as we talked, he admitted that he'd been relying on masturbation almost daily, sometimes more, as a way to cope with stress and loneliness after his divorce. He wasn't even enjoying it anymore. It had become a habit, like reaching for a drink or a cigarette. Here's the deal. While masturbation is healthy in moderation, overdoing it can mess with your energy levels, your hormones, and even your mental health. When you're constantly chasing that dopamine hit, your brain can get wired to need more and more to feel satisfied. It's like eating too much sugar. You crash, and you don't feel great. For some men, excessive masturbation can also lead to physical issues like irritation, reduced sensitivity, or even temporary erectile difficulties. Mike and I work together to find balance. We talk about setting healthy boundaries, like maybe once or twice a week, or only when he genuinely felt the need, not just out of habit. We also explored other ways to manage stress. Exercise, hobbies, reconnecting with friends. Mike started hiking with a local group and picked up woodworking, and he told me, "Dr. James, I feel like I've got my spark back." So, how do you find moderation? Listen to your body. If it feels like a chore or you're doing it to numb emotions, that's a sign to pause and reflect. Ask yourself, am I doing this because I want to or because I'm avoiding something else? And if you're struggling, don't be afraid to reach out for support. A therapist or counselor can help you find balance and rediscover what makes you feel alive. Secret number 3. It's not just physical. It's emotional and relational. The third secret is one that surprises a lot of men. Masturbation isn't just about your body. It's about your emotions and your relationships. Older men often tell me they wish they'd realized sooner that how they approach this part of their life affects how they connect with others, especially their partners. Let me share a story about Robert, a 70-year-old widower who came to me feeling lonely and disconnected. He'd lost his wife a few years earlier, and he was struggling to find joy. During one of our sessions, he mentioned that he'd been using masturbation as a way to fill the void of intimacy. But instead of feeling better, he felt more isolated. He said, "Dr. James, it's like I'm stuck in a loop. I do it, but I still feel empty." What Robert was missing, and what so many men miss, is that masturbation can't replace emotional connection. It's a tool, not a substitute for intimacy, love, or companionship. When you rely on it too heavily to cope with loneliness or grief, it can pull you further away from the people and experiences that truly light you up. Here's what I told Robert. Think of masturbation as one part of the bigger picture. It's like eating a healthy meal. It's good for you, but it's not the only thing you need to thrive. You also need connection, purpose, and joy. For Robert, that meant joining a book club at his local library and volunteering at a community center. He started making friends, sharing laughs, and even went on a few dates. He told me later, "I still enjoy my private time, but it's not my whole world anymore. I'm living again." If you're in a relationship, this secret is even more important. Be open with your partner about your needs and desires. Masturbation doesn't have to be a secret. It can be part of a healthy, honest conversation. Many couples find that talking about it brings them closer, not further apart. And if you're single, focus on building connections that feed your soul, whether that's through friendships, hobbies, or community. My advice? Take a moment to check in with yourself. Are you using masturbation as a crutch for something deeper, like loneliness or stress? If so, try reaching out to a friend, a family member, or even a professional. You deserve a life full of real, meaningful connections. Secret number 4, your body changes, and that's okay. The final secret is one that every older man eventually faces. Your body changes as you age, and that includes how masturbation feels and works. Men in their 60s, 70s, and beyond often wish they'd known sooner that these changes are normal and that there are ways to adapt. Let me tell you about George, a 75-year-old grandfather who came to me because he was frustrated. He said, "Dr. James, Things just don't work the way they used to. It takes longer, it's not as intense, and sometimes I wonder if I should just give up. George was dealing with something a lot of men experience: slower arousal, weaker erections, or less intense orgasms. He thought it meant he was broken. Here's the truth. Aging changes your body, but it doesn't mean the end of pleasure or intimacy. As you get older, your testosterone levels naturally decline, which can affect libido and performance. Blood flow changes, too, which might make erections softer or take longer. These are normal parts of aging, not signs that you're less of a man. What did George and I do? First, we talked about acceptance. Instead of fighting his body, George learned to work with it. That meant slowing down, exploring new ways to enjoy himself, like focusing on sensation rather than rushing to the finish line. We also discussed lifestyle changes, eating healthier, staying active, and managing stress. George started walking every morning and cut back on processed foods, and he noticed a difference in his energy and mood. We also talked about medical options. If changes in your body are affecting your confidence, it's okay to talk to a doctor. Things like low testosterone, erectile dysfunction, or prostate issues can often be managed with the right care. George saw a urologist who helped him explore safe, effective treatments, and he told me, "I feel like I've got a new lease on life." Here's my advice. Embrace where you are right now. Your body is different than it was at 20, but it's still yours, and it's still capable of joy. Experiment with what feels good, whether that's taking more time, trying new techniques, or even incorporating relaxation practices like deep breathing. And don't hesitate to seek medical advice if you need it. There's no shame in taking care of yourself. All right, my friends, we've covered a lot today. Let's recap those 4 secrets older men wish they'd known sooner. First, masturbation is normal and healthy, so let go of any guilt. Second, moderation is key. Find balance to keep your energy and spirit high. Third, it's not just physical. It's about your emotions and relationships, so nurture those connections. And fourth, your body changes with age, and that's okay. Embrace it and adapt. I hope this conversation has felt like a warm, honest chat with a friend. My goal is to help you live your best life, full of health, wisdom, and joy. If you're watching this and thinking, "Wow, I wish I'd heard this years ago," don't worry. It's never too late to start. And if you're younger and watching, take these lessons to heart now. They'll save you a lot of stress down the road. Before we go, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and let me know, what's one piece of wisdom you wish you'd known sooner? Or, if this video resonated with you, just say hi. I love hearing from you all. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and share this video with someone who needs it. We're building a community here, and you're a part of it. Until next time, keep living wisely, keep taking care of yourself, and remember, you're not just aging, you're growing into the best version of you. This is Dr. James, signing off. See you soon.